This episode is brought to you by Sheeta and
Nikki
from Real Conversations with Sheeta and Nikki podcast. Creating quality episodes takes plenty of time, energy, and can be quite costly. If you have gained value in our podcast and would like to support us, please consider being a subscriber to our show.
By becoming a monthly subscriber, you will have access to all episodes, exclusive content, giveaways, and podcast merchandise. You will even have an opportunity to be shouted out on an upcoming episode. We have goals for our podcast, and to help us achieve those goals, sign up to be a monthly subscriber by clicking the link in our bio and click on the subscribe to our podcast link. Now let's get into today's episode.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dwayne Henderson, and I am the owner, CEO of D. Henderson Plumbing, and you are listening to the Real Conversations with Sheeta and Nikki, and I am today's featured guest. Now let's get into it, motherfuckers.
Hello, everybody. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of Real Conversations with Sheeta and
Nikki.
So we are pleased to have Mr. Dwayne Henderson on today's show, y'all.
Dwayne goes by the name of Black Paco. He is the owner of D. Henderson Plumbing and also host of the podcast show Nuts and Guts, featured on the Anchor platform. Thank you, Black Paco, for coming on the show.
Yes, thank you.
Hell yeah. What's good, G? G's?
This interview is going to be so much fun.
Right, it's going to be different than all of our other episodes. I can already tell.
Yes. Okay.
So, Black Paco, you want to tell the listeners, because I know you said you've been on a lot of other podcasts, but it might be some of our listeners, you know what I'm saying, that haven't heard of you, because you know you podcast status.
Yeah, I'm a podcast slut.
Right.
That's me.
So do you want to tell our listeners just a little bit about yourself?
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Black Paco. They've been plastering my government name all over the place. It's cool. But I've been podcasting going on 6 years now. I've been a part of several dope shows. And now I'm just doing my own solo show. And I have guests on. It's called the Nuts and Guts podcast on all podcasts, except for SoundCloud. I'm not on there, but I'm on all the other popular ones like not SoundCloud, but Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I'm on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I've been doing this a long time, and I've been talking shit a long time. You know. Also, Smoke Free Media too, where I create skits, I take photos, I host events. So that's all part of Smoke Free Media, and that's another one of my companies as well.
Okay, cool, right.
Mm-hmm. Hands in a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what made you want to create a podcast?
You know, I used to record on cassette tapes when I was younger.
Oh, really?
And I used to talk to myself. Yeah. Or I still talk to myself.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's almost like I kind of wanted something. You know, when I look at podcasts, I look at it as like no rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not a radio format. It's not a programming. Like. Right. However you feel for the day. If you decide you want to wake up and record on a Tuesday, and you normally drop on a Thursday, record on a Tuesday if you got something to say.
Right. Yeah, it does. Podcast, it doesn't give you that freedom to kind of, you setting your own boundaries, you know what I'm saying, for your podcast. Sure. It gives you the freedom to, like you said, drop a podcast when you want to, record a podcast when you want to. And you can say what you want to because it's your podcast. Yeah. So I feel that. I get that.
Yeah. And that's one of the things when I listened to your podcast, it was so authentic. It was like this guy, he's not going to filter anything. He's going to put out here exactly how he's feeling. No disrespect to nobody, but I'm going to say what I got to say, and this is how I'm feeling, whether you agree or disagree. And I like that. I like that.
I appreciate that. I also, a lot of people don't give me credit because I talk about everybody being honest with themselves, and how can I say that and I'm not honest with myself?
Right.
And honest about the things that I've been through or going through. Mm-hmm. So it's just like people always, like, I've been getting attacked for years about like, oh, he feel this way, you shouldn't say this about women, or you shouldn't do this or do that. It's just like, I do the same thing with myself, so I'm no better than nobody else.
Right.
Exactly. Because even one of the episodes that I listened to, me and Rashida was in the car, and you had a comeback episode because so many people was quote unquote like dogging you about, the previous podcast, and you was like, look, man, I gotta come on here and let y'all know what's going on. I was like, man, most people just brush it off and go on to the next show, but you was like, okay, I'm gonna come back and let y'all know, like, okay, this is how I'm feeling. It was no disrespect, but real is real. Mm-hmm. And I love that.
Yeah, no, for real. Seriously, I mean, people was really hitting me up in their feelings. I'm like, I'm not even talking about you. I'm nowhere remotely close to talking about you. And that's just how messed up the dating game is. And then like a couple of days later, Drake dropped his album. And then he like pretty much saying everything that I just was saying. Like, yo, man, hey, bro, sit down somewhere. Why you kicking it every night? It's Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
I was saying the same thing.
People don't want to hear that, though. People don't want to hear that.
Maybe I need to put some music. I'll put some music behind it like Drake.
Yeah, you get past, huh? Yes, definitely. So, how did you come up with the name Nuts and Guts?
It's to be bold. Mm-hmm. It's to be fearless. When somebody say you got nuts, that's the guy that I don't know how old y'all are, but when Andre 3000 was saying like, the dude just drank a 40 ounce of OE and outside the club ready to fight everybody,
Mm-hmm.
like on the Outcast album. I mean, that's having nuts. Like, don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
And having the guts to stand all the criticism that come along with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And make a positive out of it. Do that with your goals.
Yeah.
Do that with you, like, you say you gonna start your business. You say you gonna stop your bad habits or leave that person alone. Like, have the nuts and guts to do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and then if y'all know my history, like, I just always was raunchy. I used to, years ago, I used to tell chicks to Snapchat me their coochie, back in the day. Oh yeah. So when I came up with the title, people would be like, yo, man, like, is he being nasty? Is he being gross? In reality, I'm not. It's really just getting out of your own way. And even like conversations like that, just changing the stuff that you talk about. And, just, it's about improvement, self-improvement.
Yeah.
Right. So you came a long way from Snapchatting, whatever you say.
Right. Snapchat me that pussy. Yeah.
So you've grown from then. That's not the person you are now.
Right. I mean, I've occasionally, I still enjoy the decent stuff. Come on, man. I'm a work in progress. You know what I'm saying?
Work in progress. That's something.
Man.
Yeah.
So what kind of topics do you normally talk about on your podcast? I know you talked about, Nicole mentioned relationships, but what's like some other topics that you like to talk about on your podcast?
When I first started, I'm almost at 100 shows, and I drop whenever I got something on my heart. I used to do like daily, so I do like Money Motivated Mondays.
Okay.
Where I just talk. I've had investors on there talking about stock and real estate. I did a Poetry Tuesday. For my sister come on and she do poetry. I did Freaky Friday where I had people or just myself, talking about sexual history or sexual experiences. So, I talk about everything. And lately, I've been talking about my own skill set, which is plumbing, and just giving plumbing tips to homeowners and people that's looking to buy homes.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty well-rounded show, whether it's about health and fitness,
right,
whether it's about laying your old lady down for the night with the play, all that.
Okay. So do you see like podcasting as kind of like a therapy for you? Because I know for me, like since we started our podcast, I've learned so much stuff that I feel like I wouldn't have learned if we didn't have this podcast. Like I wouldn't have met the people and built relationships with the people that I have, met. So do you think of it as kind of like a therapy, or not even therapy, just a way that for you to grow? Or do you see yourself growing from the podcast, from doing
I go to therapy for therapy.
Okay.
Podcasting is just, when I'm at Mrs. Johnson's house, I got to be a certain way. Mm-hmm. And it's not saying that I'm fake. It's saying that I want to feed my family. Okay. And so you have to act accordingly. Mm-hmm. But on a podcast, I can just be transparent, right, and I can just be as free as I want to be.
Right.
Right. And not have to worry about nobody judging me. Yes.
You can be Black Paco, and when you're
for sure.
Miss Johnson's house, here you could be the one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Put it in the yellow pages, why don't you?
But you know what? Like on your podcast, I felt like really connected with like the topics that you were talking about, which I kind of want to talk with you on the show about, when you were talking about women appreciating their natural selves. And I feel like that's so important. I mean, no disrespect to anybody that's getting their body done or anything like that, but I'm 44 and I feel like I ain't getting no fake ass, and I'm not going to get my breasts enhanced. Not that I need it, but a lot of these people feel as though if they don't get that they're going to get overlooked, bypassed, or they need that in order to feel pretty or beautiful. And I like how you said, just be natural and learn to accept your natural self. And like how you said, no disrespect to anybody that's getting that done. But some people feel as though they have to have that done, or they keep going back to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I say that's more of a woman thing, though. You know what I mean? Because I've knocked down the biggest of the biggest girls. I've knocked down the skinnies of the skinniest girls. Flabby titties, no ass, stomach. Like, niggas don't care about that. Yo, if he feeling you, and y'all got a connection and y'all can build off of that, most men a real dude gonna build off of that. All that extra shit, even like I said on the show, like, yo, that's dealing with self. Now I got to put up with all your self-esteem issues along with mine. You know, my roof going back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? So right. I don't die my shit no more. I used to die my shit like, yeah, you know, I got to go. I got homies out in Cali that's older than me. They like, man, you come out here, you need to dye your beard. I'm like, for what? Mm-hmm. This is who I am.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't understand when I say stuff like that, people get so offended by it, but just like, I gotta wake up to you.
Right.
I think people so used to not having nobody, people so used to not seeing people grow old together. How do you grow old with somebody if you still trying to look young and be young? Like you said, you 44. What you gonna do? Go get an ass?
Right. Because I ain't got one back there.
Hold on, stand up. Come on. Go on, get up, girl. Go on, get up. I'm just playing. I'll play. No, but seriously, what you supposed to do? Love yourself and keep it moving.
Yeah. That's so important because you know what? It took me a long time to really love and appreciate myself. You know, people would tell me like, oh, Nikki, you look really pretty, or, you know, you're beautiful. But it took me a long time to really accept that. I didn't see that in myself. And at that time, I was like smaller, you know, didn't have, you know, was lifted and all that stuff. So, you know, now, as I didn't get older, like you said, stuff gonna sag a little bit, stuff gonna hang.
Someday you're gonna grab that flat
they're
booty
gonna miss me
and
out.
Appreciate it. It ain't about the back, it's about the front. Cause like the chicks I know that got flat asses, they had that monkey grab in the front. I'm like, man, yo, what you doing tonight? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, go ahead. My bad. I lost. I started thinking about old random things. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that is so important. Like, as long as you love and accept yourself, and anything extra that you do to yourself, and you already feel like, man, I look bomb, I look good, but I might want to do this and that. Long as you love and accept yourself, and I think so many of us, like, that gets lost in the wayside now. You know,
because they competing with other people that may have that perfect body.
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah,
it's crazy.
Perfect bodies, they take work.
Yeah,
perfect bodies take work, or eventually you're gonna lose it.
Yeah, or run out of money trying to maintain it.
For sure. But that type of stuff, like when you make your comments, people always get offended, but it's like a domino effect. Like you never gonna be happy. Yeah. Like now you want to get this done. Now you got your stomach done. Now everything else you shape like a pear now. Like now it just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, so Paco, so we talked about your podcast because you also have a plumbing business too, right?
Yes.
Do you want to like tell us a little bit, how did you get into plumbing? Was that something that you always wanted to do?
Yeah, my dad was a plumber.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. My dad was a plumber, and when I was younger, I used to go on jobs with him, but it wasn't something that I wanted to do. I was doing landscaping. I had a landscaping company when I was 18.
Okay.
And then like a year later, my dad passed away. And then I just was like, well, I need to, I don't know, figure out what's next for me. And it was like the next thing that I was into was like, man, I'm just gonna be a plumber. And it just trickled down from there. And then I realized, like, I don't like how white people treat us on the job sites, and always getting the short end of the stick. And so that's how it trickled down into me starting my own thing.
Okay.
And I encourage people too, like, man, like the more that you don't have to deal with them, on that type of level, because I have a lot of beautiful white customers where it's a respect thing now. Mm-hmm. But when you working for them, like actually got to punch a clock for them, I really don't like that.
So you created your own business.
For sure.
Yeah.
So how hard was that for you to create your business for our listeners that may think that, I have to go start working somewhere else just to get an experience or get something together? How hard was that for you just to start from scratch?
Not at all. It wasn't hard at all. Like I want people your listeners to know, like I'm not no book smart dude. I was in slow classes coming up. I rode the short yellow bus, all true. The girls were like, yo, who's that cute guy going into that slow class? I got laughed at, I got picked on, like all that. The difference is, like, I just always been a weird dude. And I always did my own thing. Like, far as like, I don't need a whole group of people to go nowhere. I can go out of town. I do have a lot of friends, but I don't need a lot of people to validate me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't have to be a part of a group or a clique to make myself feel whole. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so I always, when the crowd went left, I went right. And I just always been that way. Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing, like with just starting your own business. I was cutting grass at 14 with a lawnmower walking up and down the street. Mm. So it ain't really, it was like second nature. The only reason why I ain't did it thus far, like years and years and years ago, I was chasing women, chasing my kids' moms. It's always you that's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you trying to start something or build something, get something off the ground, it's always you. Mm-hmm. Once you get out your own way, then you'll be able to figure out what you need to do for yourself.
Yeah.
Next. What's next for you,
Right. It's not like you always had that entrepreneurial, spirit, even when you was 14 cutting grass. So I feel like you always knew you wanted to work for yourself.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. A lot of bumps and bruises, though.
Yeah, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You gotta have bumps and bruises or you ain't been fighting nothing.
Right.
For sure.
So talking about fatherhood, how hard do you find time to balance fatherhood, working, your podcast, and hosting your different events?
That's a lot in one question. Far as dealing with my kids, like that's if I have an emergency or if I have a project to finish, they come with me.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, they come with me. Like they need to learn. They need to take this on when I'm dead and gone. At least know a little something about it if something happened at their house. Where they need to take care of something. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I don't really work on the weekends unless it's like some money I refuse to turn down. Mm-hmm. And I leave out and go do what I need to do and then come back home. But they understand. If they want video games and tennis shoes and trips to wherever they want to go and all that, Dad gotta work. Mm-hmm. It's that simple.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah. And then the events, I have beautiful help. I have help. Mm-hmm. More and more people want to be involved with what I got going on. And, people help host events. Mm-hmm. Man, y'all should have been there this year. This shit was lovely.
So you have it every year?
Every year.
Okay. So do you want to tell our listeners a little bit about your smoke-free event?
All right, so Smoke-Free Weekend. It all started in Cleveland, Ohio. That's where I live. That's where I'm from. And it was all pretty much like a bet to myself to say that, hey, if I stop smoking for a year, I'm going to get a cake made I'm gonna dress up, and I'm gonna have a big party. And it just started from there. And now it's year 3. I've been smoke free.
Congratulations.
And, for sure. Year 3, I'm smoke free still. And it's a bigger goal now. It's about being positive. You know, we as Black people, we always want all the smoke. We want all the drama. Why can't we be smoke free? And so I encourage, when people come to the event, just like come with a positive mindset. Like, why we gotta roll our eyes at each other? You know, why we gotta laugh at somebody because they not our body style or body type? You know, why we gotta make each other uncomfortable to be around each other?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what the event is about. And I can mail y'all some t-shirts too, because I give them out. Yeah, I got y'all.
Okay.
We'll send you one of ours too.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And I gladly wear it.
Yeah.
So this one is from Las Vegas.
Okay.
The one I have on now. That was last year's event. And then this year was from Houston. It's in Houston, Texas.
Oh, so what actually goes on at the event? So you said everybody comes there, no drama, all that stuff. But what's going? Is it like presenters? Like, what's going on when they get?
So this year was the first year we gave away awards.
Oh, okay.
And it was it's going to with the motto of being smoke free. And also goes along with nuts and guts, getting out of your own way. So people started their own businesses. So they got awards. It was like 3 people that was celebrated. It was one girl with a bartender. She lost 20, 30 pounds from last smoke-free weekend. And she said that she came and was motivated to lose weight. And so she got an award for that.
Wow.
You know, and so, I mean, that's the kind of stuff we promote.
You out there changing people's lives. Do you know that?
Well, yeah, you know, I try to stay humble about it, you know?
Yeah.
For sure.
That's what's up.
Yeah. What else? We had a game night where everybody was yelling. It was taboo, dominoes, spades. Then I had a comedian from Cleveland. She performed.
Okay.
And she did her thing. Ulysses, shout out to her. She's part of the podcast I actually started with, which is DMST. It stands for Drunk Mind Sober Thoughts. And we had creative differences, so we went our separate ways, but we still family. And they were there in Houston, along with Ulysses. The awards, music, dancing, a lot of laughter, a lot of love. And then every year I have a pool party. So the next day was the pool party, and everybody can just cut loose. And then down in Houston, we had the Sunday Fun Day. Okay. So that was pretty much it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to the next.
Yeah, we're gonna be there.
We're gonna have to go.
Dope time. Y'all have to check out the Smoke Free media page. Check out my page, and you can see a bunch of the pictures and all the other stuff. So it's pretty cool. It was 60 people, 60 plus people there this year, from all over the country.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great, because something starting off as small, just like, okay, I'm gonna do a little appreciation for myself, and it's constantly getting bigger each year. So that's great.
Yep. So it's a lot of people learning how to be smoke free their own way.
Yeah.
Right. So the smoke free is just, as of right now, is just a play on words.
Right.
You know, and whatever that smoke is that you need to get rid of, then be free of that.
Right. I feel you.
Yeah, I love it. So you hosting it in a different city every year, right?
Yes, for the most part. Yep. I haven't decided where I'm gonna have it at next year, but
Okay.
Well, come on to Chicago.
Man, Chicago expensive as hell.
It ain't more expensive than like Vegas,
right?
That's true. That's true. But I've been to the Navy Pier.
Okay.
And I what else? I went to the one little pizza spot around there, and I like the hot dogs.
Uno's.
I don't one of them. And then the Italian beef.
Yes, Portillo.
Yeah. One of them, it's something, I don't know. I stayed not that far from the Sears Tower. Yeah. I don't know if it's called that still.
No, it's called the Willis.
Yeah, but I Chicagoans,
we still say Sears.
Yeah,
Sears. Okay. Sears. Right. So y'all were born and raised there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stay in the suburbs now.
Yeah.
But pretty much like, Chicago is it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word.
Well, it sounded like you had a good time when you was out there. You had the Italian beef, you had the feast.
Oh yeah. I had gelato for the first time when I was in Chicago.
What? You was trying everything.
For real. Yeah. It was years ago. I'm a gelato connoisseur now.
Okay. Use us. I was just there in Ohio. What was this, a couple months ago? My cousins and them, they stay in Maslin and Canton and Akron. So
Maslin. It's Maslin.
Okay, Maslin.
Maslin. No, I got you. And yeah. Those are those are cities not that far from me.
Yeah, because we came in through Cleveland and then they picked us up and from Cleveland and took us out about an hour out. So
okay, yeah, y'all probably was out in Maslin and Canton. Canton is about an hour. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah.
If you could give someone advice that wanted to start a podcast or start their own business like you have, what is like some advice that you would give them to encourage them to start?
I will say just stay consistent. Well, even if you got to take breaks along the way, find your way to be consistent with it. Even if it's just like, hey, I'm starting my business, but I got to work in the evenings a few nights out of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Just stay consistent with that.
Right.
Yeah.
And always try to get the best product.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you come to any of my events, you're going to drink and you're going to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm going to make sure you leave with some jewels and you're going to have a new cousin. Right. You're going to have an accountant. You're going to have someone that you can call for advice, so that's just stay consistent.
Yeah. That's great. What's your goal for your podcast? Do you want to see it grow bigger into who knows, going far as video, or what's your goal for it?
Yeah, I've done it all. You talking about 6 years. Hell, the podcast I started with, we was the first ones really doing video. We was doing Facebook Live, which they still go live every Sunday. Mm-hmm. We started going live, and doing doing video before Brilliant Idiots. The big names was going live, and Joe Button. And not saying that we started that, but I'm just letting you know how many years I've been doing this.
Yeah.
And it's not even about numbers to me. If somebody decide to call me and say, hey, yo, we want to give you some more opportunity. We like what you're doing. Cool. Mm-hmm. But from the beginning, I've been telling people to don't wait for somebody to bring an opportunity to you. Create them yourself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Whether if it's merchandise, whether if it's whether if it's you just branding everything around you, right, and you use your podcast to sell these things.
Right.
You know what I mean? 60 people around the country came because of the selflessness in myself, to not be caught in a box, not to be part of a certain clique or a group.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just being able to network and talk to any and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what propels business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't put your podcast in a box. Don't put your business in a box. Like even like just saying like, yo, support me. I got a black business. It sounds like a gimmick to me.
Right.
I've heard it a million times.
Right.
Now you trying to guilt me into buying your product, and I don't even want what you're selling.
Right.
But now you gonna guilt me because I'm supposed to support you because you my brother. Like, nah, I want to support you because you doing good business.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to change the way we look at things.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's it, man. That's all I've been doing. I ain't did nothing special. I ain't no guru. I ain't the smartest dude in the room. None of that. All I did was just be me and stay consistent at being me.
Yeah.
That's what's going to prepare you, continue to prepare you because it's authentic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All that fake stuff, these people
they
do.
see through that.
Yeah. They may get up a little bit quicker, but eventually they're going to fall down. The person that was being honest to themselves, they're going to be on a propel upward and it's going to stay consistent. So.
For sure. And find it, I want to encourage y'all too, just to keep doing what y'all doing and just thinking about new ways to come up with content. Even like with like the plumbing shows. The plumbing topics came simply because I'm tired of everybody talking about everybody's business. Like, why are you so worried about that person's pussy or that person's penis? Like, yo, what's the problem? You not getting none at home? You know, or who's smashing who or who doing that? Like, man, find other ways to bring new audience in. You know, we ain't always got to tell the tea all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or how about if you tell the tea, tell your tea.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Tell the nigga that ran off on you 3 times and you keep taking them back. Talk about your shit.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, your listeners will go up because goddamn, I went through that too, girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody can talk about Future. Everybody can talk about Sierra. Everybody can talk about Drake and Kanye, but nobody really want to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
How you peed on yourself last Saturday because your girl was taking too long because she was talking to a dude in the car at the club and you couldn't hold it, so you had to pee in her passenger seat. Talk that shit.
Wow.
Did you just come up with that story or you know somebody?
I did. That was off. That's what I do. That's what I do.
But you know, you're right though, because it does take a lot of courage to be transparent and talk about your own problems. Because when you talk about your own problems, you're looking your problems like in the mirror at yourself. Because me and Nicole did an episode, and Nicole was talking about her anxiety and her struggles with anxiety. And I know it wasn't easy for her to talk about that, you know, but I feel like as a friend too, I was supportive of her to talk about that because that was her idea to talk about it on the podcast. So yeah, it's not easy.
I agree with that.
It's definitely not.
For sure. And we all got at this point in life, everybody got some type of trauma or mental issues they need to work out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just acknowledging it and wanting to be your best self. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to look at those issues in the mirror. Like, you got to look at yourself in order to want to fix it or get better or grow.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they don't want to face themselves.
Yeah. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want nobody else to know any of that, you know. And I was that way for a while because I felt embarrassed or, you know, you don't want to be labeled as crazy. But the more I start speaking out about it, the more that I came to realize how many people were suffering from anxiety and have been on medication or have taken medication to work. So.
For sure. And that honesty is important. Put it like this. You know, people when we thinking about we beat ourselves up, even like Lil Mo was on the Breakfast Club. You know, I try to keep my ear to the street. But Lil Mo was on the Breakfast Club and she was like, yo, I try to offer Future a Percocet. And he was like, no, I can't even perform on that.
Yeah.
So what we talking about?
Right.
And then I watched Drink Champs and Scarface on there like, yo, I talked to Kanye when in the middle of everything when everybody was calling him crazy and cuz sound normal to me. So, you know, we can't believe everything we hear. We can't, you know what I'm saying? Like it just, that's why we gotta focus on ourselves and like, you know, and make that priority. You know, before we start talking about everybody else.
That's true.
You know, motherfuckers be talking about everybody else's business, but can't even hold down a job for 3 months.
Right.
And talking shit about people at the library on free Wi-Fi. Or on somebody's hotspot. Hey, cut your hotspot on so I can get on Twitter so I can talk shit about these niggas.
Oh my Lord.
Come on, man. Like that's real.
Yeah.
That is so true.
That is.
You just preached your first sermon, Paco. I don't know if you knew that or not.
For sure. This is what I do, man. Anytime y'all come on my show, like, yo, we can do it.
Yeah. Just let us know, honey.
Yeah, that's one thing any type of encouragement, you know, who am I to look down on people when, it's people like that, like, oh, you know, they don't have enough shows for me to work with them. Like, shut up. You ain't nobody.
Exactly.
Niggas get 30 listeners, and now all of a sudden they the Breakfast Club. Shut up.
Oh, Lord.
I'm the original content creator. Nigga, you had 15 listens last week. But if you listen to people long enough, people throw up all these like little smoke screens to make you believe into what they got going on.
Right.
Exactly. Right. Man, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Let the listeners know where they can check you out at or your podcast on social media.
For sure. Everything on social media is Black Paco, BOKPACO. And then that's social media. And then my podcast, you just get on Spotify, Apple, Google Play, any of your wherever you listen to it. Amazon, and just type in Nuts and Guts Podcast. And that's where you can find me. Or you can go to either one of my Instagram pages or Twitter, and the link is right there. So.
Okay. And he got some dope episodes, y'all. So y'all might want to catch up on the episode.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So today's takeaway is a winner is a dreamer who never gives up. And that is by Nelson Mandela.
Yes. So we wanted to thank all of our listeners for their support, their feedback. You know, we really appreciate you guys. We want to thank Black Paco for coming on the show today. We want to shout out to our subscribers. And also we're going to shout out a small business. So our small business on this episode is going to be Momentum Mindset Mastery LLC. The owner is Grace Brown. Make sure that you check her out. She was just featured on our previous podcast. She helps you change your mindset and get unstuck. It was a great episode. Check her out on all social media platforms. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Which is Real Conversations with Sheeta and Nikki podcast.
Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button.
Yes. That's on the next part.
And then also, you guys, when you subscribe to our channel, you do get premium access to our channels 2 days before they come out on the other podcast platforms. So if you subscribe, you'll see our episodes sooner. And when you subscribe to our channel, you will have the opportunity to view bonus content and videos. So make sure you like, comment, and share our videos as well. And also follow us on TikTok. We are now on TikTok at Sheeta and Nikki. So follow us on there as well. And also, if you want to be featured on our upcoming episode, please email us or contact us on Instagram at realconversations21 or email us at realconversations21@gmail.com. So thanks again, everyone, to all of our listeners. I hope you all have gained some great value today on this episode. And we just want to say peace out.
Yes. Bye, y'all. Hi, everyone. This is Nikki
and Sheeta
from Real Conversations with Sheeta and Nikki. I wanted to talk with you about the importance of having a morning routine. Did you know, according to a poll conducted by a website named The Sleep Judge, the poll consisted of more than 1,000 participants. Data found that individuals who stuck to a morning routine earn more than a whopping $12,000 more per year than those who have a casual approach to the morning.
Having a morning routine has shown to increase energy and productivity, as well as having better focus and improved happiness. Having a morning routine is not about perfection, but about consistency. There will be days when your morning routine will be thrown off or simply can't be completed that day, and that's okay. That's why we suggest habit nest journals.
Habit nest journals take you day by day with numbered pages and words of encouragement and tips for each day. Habit nest journals help you set a morning routine that's customizable for each individual's personal needs. Please click the link in our bio for your habit nest journal today.